let me wind this up as best I can. The board and the staff are to be complimented for what they've done with the Jackson River Trail in concept. And it's a wonderful thing. I don't know how many man and woman hours of recreation that trail has created, but it's an amazing thing, and I hear it every single day. This project, while it's a good project, has environmental issues that are really, really tough. And I don't know where the fault lies. I've been around in politics long enough, so I hesitate sometimes to cast a stone at somebody. But whether the contractor dropped the ball, whether the engineers dropped the ball, I'm not able to say. But I looked at a letter that came from the Appalachian Voices, a long-winded letter. You all got it. And I think it was January of 2023. I took that letter and sent it to Eric Millard. I sent it to the county. I sent it to Department of Wildlife Resources. And I said, after you've reviewed this letter and prepared your reply, send the reply to me so I can look at it. Never heard anything back from that. So I don't know what to tell you except I hope each one of you, I think, Mr. Chairman, you were going up to the site. I don't know whether you got there or not.
I didn't.
But I think each of you ought to go up there. The place that's causing the most trouble is where Cedar Creek is coming in at an almost perpendicular angle into this bank. The railroad used to have bridge tires there, and they were very effective. I mean, it was pretty good engineering, and they held for a long, long time. Well, those got torn out, and what replaced them didn't hold. And so when the rain came in August 8th, 9th, it didn't hold. So, whatever you do, give it your full attention and time. Cedar Creek is a wonderful wild trout stream. How many do we have in Alleghany County? How many brook trout and how many? We don't have that many. So it's a treasure. It's mostly in Bath County. Bath County ought to really be looking at this issue. But our concern mainly is what dumps into the Jackson River. That Jackson River is a treasure. I hear people say all the time, it's a wonderful, wonderful stream. The trout are propagating there. It's scenic, it's beautiful. The homestead uses it all the time. The Alleghany Outfitters is cruising up and down. I mean, it is an economic jewel and a beautiful place to go. So I just say listen to Mr. Botkins. Sometimes he can be a little, I apologize to you, Tom. He can be a little bit abrasive, maybe. But he's right, and he had a job at West Rock that was that makes him eminently qualified to talk to you all and to me and to all of us about that. So I'll leave it at that. Lake Moomaw, with Randy's help, Randy Tucker, who just spoke to you, Bill Uzell and I went up and had meetings. I don't know how many we've had, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know, with the new ranger. I like the new ranger. His name is Kevin Kyle. You all may have met him, and I sent him an email today and said, come on down to this meeting. I don't think he made it, but he seems to be a good fellow, and he had been some delay, and we're not happy with the delay. We wish Cold Point had been completed in July, but they re-anchored the Bath County Marina. They reworked with Randy's help and Bill Uzell's help. They reworked Fort Lee Branch, made it safer and better. They have reworked some of the campground. So a lot of good stuff has happened. We're staying with the ranger. We're talking to him. We're having that meeting. I believe it's on the 18th. I hope you'll come, because we're going to meet up there and talk about Coles Point and all. It's a hot spot, as you know, for Alleghany County. The next day is when we meet at the stakeholders meeting. And that's an important meeting because you'll have the Forest Service there, you'll have the Corps of Engineers there, you'll have DEQ there, you'll have the Department of Wildlife Resources there. All the parties ought to be, but you all ought to be there also. Get your hands on it, As I say, get your hands dirty, get in there and work with it. But want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the board, for letting us come here and take so much of your time, but it's an important issue, and we thank you for it.
I got a question for you, Bill.
Yes, sir.
Before you leave. The cross ties did not hold.
Yeah,
They blew out. I've got pictures where the blowout was, and the blowout was about 50 feet. And it's been blown out for years, and that's probably the cross ties you're seeing in the Jackson about 50 years ago when the flood hit.
Do you know when they were put in?
They were put in years and years
That's
ago.
right. They held for a
Tags
long,
that I've
long
seen
time.
was 29.
Yeah, as I looked at it, I used to work for the railroad.
But I just wanted to make sure that people understood that Crisso wall wouldn't hold. It had a blowout in it.
But it did. I'm gonna argue that, but it held for a long, long, long time. And the reason it held, in my judgment, was that those ties were interlaced like that. And it created a smooth abutment there, a bank. And when that water would hit, those ties were strong enough to hold it. Now, eventually...
But they were releasing Crisso into your river.
Yeah.
They were
Well, they were.
polluted.
No question about it.
And by us moving them, we cleaned the river up. So we're not getting credit for that. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Well, take credit for that. I think getting the creosote out of the river is good stuff, so, but we need to have something that'll hold that water.
I agree.
Thank you.
But, you know, I was just saying,
Let's see his pictures.
because I visited the site several times and I took those pictures. It was about 8 foot tall wall.
I have
And they
to.
held.
Oh, I'd
For a
like
number
to
of
see
years.
those pictures. He's got them.
Let me see what I can give you here.
I'm pretty sure Tom has them too. Taking the old creosote.
I don't think I have them on me.
No, but I think we've seen them.
Yeah, you say.
You know where I'm talking about, Tom.
Well, there's a little misinformation here going on. The creosote walls was the only part of this project where there should have been a beneficial, benefit to the environment. And like you say, especially the Jackson River. But the contractor in this case did not follow the procedures in the plans. The plans said, put in a cofferdam, divert the creek away from the wall, remove the wall, then lay the bank back, remove the cofferdam, put the creek back in. The contractor decided he could do that without a cofferdam. So he just moved in, no cofferdam, and took a track hoe with a bucket and a knuckle. And you know the condition of it, you see it in the pictures. They shredded those cross ties, a lot of them. And they went into the creek, and there's a lot of them still on site. They also opened an illegal landfill, buried them on site.
We got all the documents where they were transferred.
I've got the same ones. I've got pictures of where they were buried.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate your
Thank
time.
you, Mr. Wilson. Thank you all for your time this evening.